monkeys are next.
Dad, Dad,
Come on, buddy.
I'm gonna go there.
You want to go inside?
Dad, please?
Is that a mammoth?
Huh?
Mammoth?
No fish.
Elephant?
No.
Yeah.
I don't want fish.
Yeah.
I want you. I want you.
That one's too small.
I want you, Mom.
Too big for you, too small for mom.
There were some in there that are cool. Like I found oh, and it's really wet. It didn't rain that much. You can dig in if you say it's okay.
30,000 years. And then they died out 11,000 years. We lost a lot of animals 11,000 years ago. If you ask me what happened, I will not be able to tell you. But I just know a lot of animals died 11,000 years ago. Good shape has to do with the soil. Okay, it's caliche soil, and when it's wet, it filled in all the little air spaces, and when it dried, it was like concrete. And I can usually tell the people when I say caliche soil how all of a sudden they're like, yeah. We have found 23 mammoths so far, but we have also found over 20 different species. Okay. Last summer, they were opening jackets up. Is there anyone here from Waco? Okay. We have alligators now.
Yeah, we've got like 4 in the river right now.
Right. Well, everybody's saying we've never had alligators before. Well, guess what they found? Alligators.
Yep.
Okay, and they found a couple sloth teeth and part of an armadillo shell. Okay, and as far as us being active, we are very active. Okay, we did not clean up for you guys. It's a mess down there. Okay, Paul and Eddie. Paul comes here. He brings his friends and family, and I follow him around. It's like I got questions. Okay, and I get a lot of, what was the first bone that you found? Because in the dig shelter, there's a femur. It's about this high. I've been here for 6 years. When I started, I was like, well, that's probably the first bone. He just shook his head. He said, nah, it was an entire skeleton. He said when he first saw it, he thought it was an elephant. Well, it looks like an elephant, but also at that time, the zoo wasn't too far away from here. It was on this side of town. And so he was trying to make sense of it. But as they removed the dirt, it just kept getting bigger and bigger. So he contacted the people at the museum, at the Strecker Museum, and had them come down and take a look. They're like, yes, these are Columbian mammoths. Okay? But they were very skeptical about Paul and Eddie. Okay? Something about trespassing. Okay? And I said to Paul, you had to know you weren't on your own property. He goes, listen to me. It was 1978. You could do that kind of stuff. He said, besides, we didn't even know we were on the farmer's property because we were in the ravine and the fence was up above, so that's the boundary usually is the fence. Didn't take long at all to get volunteers here. People love to get involved in a dig. But here, it's not putting a shovel in the ground. Here it's brushing. Remember I said about the soil and the bone becoming one? The only way to remove it is to brush. Now it's not too bad out today, but imagine for a moment being in the ravine and brushing on a day like today. All right, with the snakes. The snakes love the ravine. They managed to hold out for 2 years, and then after that, they're like, you know, this is good. We're just gonna call this. And that's when they got the big equipment in and they started pushing the soil over. And when they pushed the soil over, that's when they found the nursery herd. We compare it to elephants. A nursery herd consists of females of all ages and young males. But the citizens of Waco, they heard about these. They wanted to see them. They were in their backyard. And they didn't want to have to ask anybody for a key. So they created something called the Waco Mammoth Foundation. And that foundation raised over $3.5 million. Okay? That paid for all of our infrastructure. What I found really cool about that too is that money came from Waco. Okay, so they participated in that. Go ahead and put your arm up so I can see you guys have your tickets. Guys, we just changed the wrist thing. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm so used to saying tickets all the time. Thank you.
Maybe there's a different ones.
That's cool. They made
They were able to get genetic material from it. Okay? The thing is, what I find most interesting about all that is how much Texas has to do with it. Two of the labs are in
You.
Ah!
645 pounds old.
Bunch of hiking trails.
Awesome.